Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cowboys and Cattle. In our last episode, Morrison arrived at Heartland with devastating news. 3 veterinarians from the Alaska facility were murdered within 1 week, all deaths staged as accidents, but forensically proven to be professional hits. All 3 were scheduled to testify against Nathan at his upcoming trial. Ty was identified as the priority target. He knows the most, experienced the longest captivity, can tie Nathan directly to torture and illegal operations. Morrison recommended a federal safe house, but Ty refused, unwilling to terrify Lindy. Dr. Chen intervened with brutal clinical reality. Ty's PTSD is so severe that adding this stress could cause complete breakdown. After heated debate, Ty reluctantly accepted FBI protection at Heartland, discreet agents, security upgrades, protective detail for Lindy at school. Then Daniel called from Anchorage. Someone tried to access his room, possibly with the same barbiturates used to kill Dr. Chen. Minutes later, Ty's phone buzzed with a photograph of Lindy at her school playground, taken that very day. Text: "Pretty daughter. Would be a shame if something happened to her." FBI immediately pulled Lindy from school. Another message arrived. 10 days until Nathan's trial. 10 days to change your mind about testifying. Choose wisely. Your daughter's life depends on it. The impossible choice was laid out. Testify and risk Lindy's life, or stay silent and let Nathan go free. If this dangerous journey has gripped you, please hit that like button and subscribe. Today's episode begins 24 hours after that threatening message arrived, and the FBI has been working around the clock to identify who sent it. Morrison has assembled a task force, reviewed surveillance footage, analyzed digital forensics, and followed every lead from the 3 murdered veterinarians. And this morning, standing in Heartland's living room surrounded by the Borden Fleming family, he's about to reveal the identity of the person hunting witnesses. The person who threatened Lindy. The person coordinating professional hits across 3 states. And when he says the name, everything Ty thought he understood about Nathan's operation will shift, because the enemy isn't just Nathan anymore. The enemy is someone Nathan trusted most. Someone who has the resources, the motivation, and the absolute determination to destroy anyone who threatens her family. This is episode 91, and today we meet the sister whose revenge knows no limits. The revelation: the Heartland living room had been transformed into an FBI command center overnight. Laptop computers displayed surveillance footage and case files. A whiteboard covered with photographs and connecting lines showed the web of Nathan's operation. And surrounding the family, Ty, Amy, Lou, Jack, and Lisa, stood Morrison and 3 other FBI agents, their expressions showing the gravity of what they'd discovered. Lindy was upstairs with Katie, deliberately kept away from the briefing. What the family was about to learn was too dangerous, too terrifying for a 9-year-old to process. Morrison stood before the whiteboard, a photograph in his hand that he hadn't yet revealed to the family. "Thank you for gathering on short notice. What I'm about to tell you is the result of 24 hours of intensive investigation across multiple agencies. We've identified the person coordinating the witness eliminations and the threats against your family." He pinned the photograph to the whiteboard. A woman, mid-40s, with dark hair and sharp, intelligent features. Professional headshot, the kind used for business credentials. She looked nothing like Nathan, where he was cold and calculating. She appeared polished and successful. Her name is Gracie Pryce, Nathan's older sister. Amy knew about Gracie, that Nathan has a sister, but never seen her. Ty's reaction was immediate and visceral. His face went pale, his breathing quickened. His hands gripped the armrests of his chair with white-knuckled intensity.
"Ty, do you know her?"
"I've seen her, at the facility, multiple times over the years, but I didn't know she was Nathan's sister."
"Tell us what you remember about her." Ty closed his eyes, accessing memories that brought visible pain.
"She visited the facility often, almost like she lives there and operate the facility. She'd tour the breeding areas, review the research, ask questions about the horses, and sometimes she'd come to where they kept me. Would bring food personally instead of having guards deliver it."
His voice became strained. "Bakonber."
"She was rather interested in my work, in my veterinary skills, would ask detailed questions about how I was treating the mutations, what protocols I'd developed, how I managed to keep animals alive despite their genetic damage. But looking back, she was evaluating me, assessing my value to the operation,
Why would Nathan's sister be involved in his illegal operation?
Morrison pulled up another file on his laptop, projecting it onto a screen. Because she wasn't just involved, she was a partner to Nathan. Our investigation suggests she's been working with Nathan the entire time.
So she's not just his sister, she's his co-conspirator.
Exactly. And when we raided the Alaska facility, Gracie wasn't there. We found evidence she'd cleared out her research materials days before the raid. She knew we were coming. He brought up surveillance footage on the screen. Grainy security camera images from various locations. We've now connected Gracie to all 3 veterinarian murders. Security footage places her in Seattle 2 days before Dr. Webb was killed. Cell tower data puts her in Vancouver, the day Dr. Kim died. And we found her rental car near Dr. Chen's apartment building in Portland, the night he was murdered.
She's personally killing people.
We believe she's coordinating the hits, possibly carrying some out herself. Gracie has financial resources and the connections to hire professional assassins. More importantly, she has motivation. He pulled up another document. Nathan's arrest records. When Nathan was arrested, he immediately requested to see his sister, kept asking where Gracie was, if she was safe, if the FBI had found her. We didn't understand the significance at the time, but now we know. And Nathan wasn't just worried about himself. He was worried about Gracie getting caught.
But why is she killing witnesses now? Nathan's already in custody. The trial is happening regardless of how many witnesses she eliminates.
Because she's trying to weaken the prosecution's case. Without witness testimony, the evidence becomes circumstantial. Harder to prove Nathan's direct involvement in torture, forced labor, illegal experimentation. If she can eliminate enough key witnesses before the trial, Nathan might get reduced charges. Or in the best-case scenario from her perspective, the case could collapse entirely.
That's why she's targeting Ty specifically. He's the strongest witness.
He's the only witness who can tie Nathan personally to 5 years of continuous illegal activity. Every other vet was there for months or maybe a couple years. Ty was there the longest, endured the most, witnessed the most. His testimony could put Nathan away for life without possibility of parole. The weight of that statement settled over the room. Ty wasn't just a witness. He was the linchpin of the entire prosecution. So what do we do? How do we protect his stay and stop Gracie? Morrison's expression became grimmer. That's the challenge. Gracie has been planning this for weeks, possibly months. She has resources, expertise, and she's demonstrated willingness to kill. The threatening photo of Lindy, that was Gracie's work. The message about choosing wisely, also Gracie. He pulled up the photograph that had been sent to Ty Lindy on the playground in her purple jacket. We traced the digital signature on this image. It was sent from a burner phone purchased in Calgary 3 days ago, using a fake ID. But security footage from the store shows this. He played video footage. A woman with dark hair and sunglasses purchasing a prepaid phone. The angle wasn't perfect, but the build and posture matched Gracie's photo. She's here, in Calgary, close to Heartland, and she's watching your family. Amy's hand found Ty's, gripping tightly. Lou stood abruptly, her voice rising with barely controlled panic.
So Nathan's sister is in Calgary, she's killed 3 people, she's threatened Lindy, and you're telling us this why? What's the plan to stop her?
We're actively hunting Gracie. Every law enforcement agency in Alberta is looking for her. We have surveillance on known associates, financial tracking, digital monitoring. But she's smart and she's careful. Finding her before the trial is going to be difficult.
The trial is in 9 days. You're saying she could remain free, threatening this family, for 9 more days.
Which is why I'm renewing my recommendation that you move to a federal safe house. Secure location, 24-hour protection, complete isolation until after the trial concludes. We've already moved Daniel to a secure federal facility. But he called this morning, asking to speak with you. Said, it's urgent. Daniel's fear. Morrison set up a secure video call connecting Ty to Daniel in his protected location. When Daniel's face appeared on the screen, Ty barely recognized him. In just days, Daniel had gained weight, no longer the skeletal figure rescued from 2 weeks of starvation. Medical care was working, but his expression showed a different kind of suffering. Ty, thank God. I've been trying to reach you.
I'm here. Morrison said. You needed to talk urgently. Are you okay? Did something else happen?
I'm fine. Protected. But I'm terrified. Not for me. For Sophie. The name hung in the air. Daniel's 5-year-old daughter, who he'd been separated from since she was 3 days old, who didn't know her father existed.
What about Sophie? Is she in danger?
I don't know. Nathan knew about her. I never told him directly, but during interrogations when he was trying to break me, he'd reference my daughter, would say things like, "Your baby's growing up without you. Does she even know you exist?" He knew I had a daughter, which means Gracie probably knows too. The implication was chilling. If Gracie knew about Sophie, she could use the child as leverage against Daniel the same way she was using Lindy as leverage against Ty. Daniel, we've been working on locating Sophie. Your sister Rebecca has custody, correct? Yes, my older sister. When I disappeared, Rebecca took Sophie. Told her I abandoned them. Told her I chose work over family. Sophie thinks I'm a deadbeat father who didn't want her. His voice broke. Rebecca has been raising Sophie for 5 years, and she's done an amazing job. I'm grateful for that. But when the FBI contacted her explaining what really happened, that I was kidnapped and held captive, Rebecca didn't believe it. Thought it was some kind of scam. She refused to cooperate. We've continued trying to reach Rebecca, but she's blocked all FBI contact. Got a lawyer. Said she's protecting Sophie from con artists claiming to be the FBI. She thinks I faked my own kidnapping to avoid responsibility. That I'm trying to come back into Sophie's life now that it's convenient. Ty, I need help. I need someone Rebecca might actually believe. Someone who can verify that Nathan's operation was real. That I didn't abandon my daughter. I was taken.
What can I do?
Come with the FBI to meet Rebecca. Tell her what you experienced. Show her that Nathan's operation was real. Help her understand. I didn't choose to leave Sophie. I was stolen from her. Amy spoke up from beside Ty.
Is that safe? With Gracie hunting witnesses, having Ty leave Heartland to meet with Daniel's sister?
We can make it safe. Rebecca lives in Calgary, so the distance isn't far. We'd do it as a convoy with full security. But Daniel's right. Having Ty verify the story might help convince Rebecca that this isn't a scam.
When?
As soon as possible. Every day Sophie spends thinking I abandoned her is another day she's being hurt by lies. And if Gracie knows about Sophie, Ty-Jor, we need to get her to safety before Gracie can use her. Ty looked at Amy, seeing the fear in her eyes, but also the understanding. Daniel needed help with something else. Needed help getting his daughter back.
I'll do it. Tell us where and when, and I'll help convince Rebecca.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Sophie is all I have left. My wife is gone. My career is gone. 5 years of my life are gone. But if I can get my daughter back, if I can know she's safe and knows I didn't abandon her, that would be enough. That would be everything. After ending the call, Morrison immediately began coordinating logistics for the meeting with Rebecca. But the concern on his face was evident. Ty, I need to be clear about the risk. Leaving Heartland, even with full security, creates vulnerability. Gracie could be watching for exactly this kind of opportunity.
I know. But Daniel needs this. And if Sophie is in danger because Gracie knows about her, we need to get that little girl somewhere safe.
So we're expanding protection to include a 5-year-old we've never met?
If it keeps her safe from Gracie. Yes. Lou, I know you're scared. I'm scared too. But Daniel saved my sanity during captivity, kept me human when Nathan was trying to break me. I owe him this.
Lou wanted to argue, but she could see the determination in Taya's expression. This wasn't negotiable. The compromise. The family meeting continued for another hour as Morrison laid out security protocols. FBI agents would be stationed around Heartland's perimeter 24/7. Security cameras would cover every angle of the property. Panic buttons would be installed in every room, and no one, absolutely no one, would leave without FBI escort. For Lindy, the explanation was carefully crafted. Lou took her aside, explaining that some people were going to be helping around the ranch for a while, that there would be extra security because of some trouble related to Daddy's testimony, that she was safe and protected. Lindy, 9 years old but perceptive beyond her years, wasn't entirely fooled. Is someone trying to hurt Daddy? Lou hesitated, then decided on honesty. calibrated for a child's understanding.
Some people don't want Daddy to talk about what happened to him in Alaska. They're trying to scare him, but the FBI is making sure no one can hurt any of us. You're completely safe, sweetheart.
What if the bad people get past the FBI?
They won't. The FBI is very good at protecting people, and Daddy is very strong. He survived 5 years of terrible things. He can survive this too.
But Lindy's next question cut to the heart of her fear. What if I lose him again? What if the bad people take him away like before? Lou pulled Lindy close, her own fears mirroring her niece's.
That won't happen. We won't let it happen. If you ever feel scared or worried, you come tell me, or Mom, or Gigi, or anyone. Don't keep fear inside, okay?
Okay. But as Lindy went back upstairs, Lou saw her pause at the window, looking out at the FBI agents positioning themselves around the property, seeing men with guns, seeing vehicles with tinted windows, seeing her home transformed into a fortress. And Lou knew that no matter how carefully they explained things, Lindy understood the truth. Her father was in danger, her family was under threat, and the safe, normal life they'd tried to rebuild after Ty's return was fragmenting again. Later that evening, as Ty and Amy prepared for bed, the weight of the situation pressed down on both of them. Ty had been practicing his grounding techniques compulsively, using them dozens of times throughout the day as his anxiety spiked with each reminder of the danger.
How are you holding up? Really?
I'm terrified. Every sound makes me think Gracie's breaking in. Every shadow looks like a threat. And knowing she's specifically targeting me, that she killed 3 people and is planning to kill more, it makes the paranoia worse because it's not paranoia. It's reality.
Dr. Chen will come by tomorrow. Daily sessions until the trial is over.
I know, and I need them. Because Amy, I can feel myself slipping. The nightmares, the flashbacks, the constant vigilance. It's exhausting, and adding real danger on top of PTSD? My brain can't tell the difference anymore between memory and threat.
Amy moved closer, taking his hands.
We're gonna get through this. 9 days, that's all we need to survive. 9 days until the trial. Ty testifies. Nathan gets convicted as well as Gracie, and this all ends.
Ty's phone buzzed, the secure phone Morrison had given him. He picked it up, seeing a text notification. Unknown number. Ty's blood ran cold. He opened the message with shaking hands, Amy leaning close to see the screen. The message was simple, direct, terrifying. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Ty comes to meeting with Daniel's sister. I'll be watching. If I see FBI presence, Sophie dies first. Then Lindy. Choose wisely. Below the text, a photograph, not of Lindy this time, of a different little girl. Dark hair, maybe 5 years old, playing in a backyard. Sophie, Daniel's daughter. Gracie knew about the meeting with Rebecca, knew the time and likely the location. Was threatening not just Lindy now, but Sophie too.
Oh my God. She's going to attack tomorrow, during the meeting.
We have to tell Morrison right now.
They found Morrison in the kitchen, coordinating with his team. When Ty showed him the message, Morrison's expression went from professional calm to barely controlled fury. She's escalating, threatening 2 children now. And she knows about tomorrow's meeting, which means either she's got excellent surveillance or... He didn't finish the sentence. But the implication was clear. Or someone in the FBI was feeding her information. We cancel the meeting. Too dangerous.
No. We use it. Set a trap. Gracie wants me at that meeting? Fine. I'll be there. With every FBI agent you can spare surrounding the location. When she makes her move, you grab her.
Ty, that's using you as bait, and using 2 little girls as collateral. Too risky.
It's only risky if we don't catch her. Morrison, we can't keep running from Gracie. We can't keep reacting to her threats. We need to be proactive, force her hand, end this before the trial.
Absolutely not. You are not volunteering to be bait for a murderer.
I'm already bait. The question is whether we use that strategically or just wait for Gracie to make the first move on her terms.
The debate continued for over an hour, voices rising, fear and frustration mixing with desperate need to end the threat. Finally, Morrison made the decision. We proceed with tomorrow's meeting, but with modifications. Ty, you'll wear a wire and a tracking device. We'll have teams in place long before you arrive. Snipers on rooftops, plainclothes agents throughout the area. And at the first sign of Gracie, we move.
What about Sophie? She could actually be in danger.
We'll have protective detail on Rebecca's house starting tonight. Sophie doesn't leave our sight. But if anything goes wrong tomorrow, if Gracie makes a move we can't control, you do exactly what my agents tell you. No heroics. No trying to protect everyone yourself. You follow orders. Understood?
Understood.
But as Morrison left to coordinate with his teams, Amy grabbed Ty's arm, her grip almost painful.
Promise me something. Promise me that if things go wrong tomorrow, you run. You don't try to save everyone. You don't sacrifice yourself. You run and you survive and you come home to Lindy.
Amy?
Promise me. Because I can't lose you again. I won't survive losing you again.
Ty pulled her close, feeling her shake against him.
I promise I'll come home. No matter what happens tomorrow, I'll come home.
But even as he made the promise, both of them knew some things were beyond anyone's control. Gracie had proven she was smart, resourceful, and willing to kill. Tomorrow's meeting could be a trap for her, or it could be a trap for Ty. The hospital visit. The next morning came too quickly. Ty barely slept, nightmares merging with anxiety about the upcoming meeting. By 6 a.m., he was in the kitchen drinking coffee, Dr. Chen having arrived early for a crisis session before the dangerous day ahead. How are you feeling about today?
Terrified. I'm walking into a situation where a woman who's killed 3 people might try to kill me or 2 little girls. How should I feel?
That's a fair response. But Ty, I need you to use your techniques today more than ever. If you have a flashback or panic attack during the meeting, you become vulnerable. You lose awareness of your surroundings. That's when mistakes happen.
So I need to stay calm while potentially being targeted for assassination. No problem.
I'm serious. The grounding techniques work. The breathing works. Use them constantly. Keep yourself present in reality. Don't let your brain slip into trauma responses. They practiced for an hour. Breathing exercises, sensory grounding, safe place visualization. By the time Morrison arrived to prepare for the meeting, Ty felt marginally more centered, still terrified, but functional. Rebecca has agreed to meet at her home at 2 p.m. She's reluctant but curious enough about your story to listen. We'll have agents in place by noon. You'll arrive at 1:45. The meeting shouldn't last more than an hour.
And if Gracie makes a move?
Then you hit the floor and let my teams handle it. No arguments. No trying to be a hero. You get down and you stay down until we give the all clear. Amy insisted on coming despite the danger. Lou stayed at Heartland with Lindy, surrounded by FBI protection. Jack and Lisa provided moral support, but the worry on their faces was evident as Ty and Amy climbed into the FBI vehicle. The drive to Rebecca Hayes' house took 30 minutes. A modest home in a quiet Calgary neighborhood, with a well-maintained yard and children's toys visible in the front. A normal, peaceful house, the kind of place Gracie could easily infiltrate. As they pulled up, Morrison's voice came through Tidy's earpiece. All positions check in? A series of voices responded, agents confirming they were in place, watching every angle ready to respond to any threat. Ty, you're clear to approach. Remember, at first sign of trouble, you get down. Ty and Amy walked to the front door, FBI agents flanking them at a distance. Before Ty could knock, the door opened. A woman in her late 30s stood there, dark hair like Daniel's. But where Daniel's eyes showed trauma and suffering, Rebecca's showed suspicion and protective determination. You're Ty Borden?
Yes. Thank you for agreeing to meet with us.
I haven't agreed to anything except listening. Come in. But know that I have 911 ready to dial if this turns out to be some kind of scam. They entered the house. It was warm, lived in, with photos covering the walls. Ty's eyes were immediately drawn to pictures of a little girl, Sophie, dark-haired like her father, with bright eyes and a smile that showed resilience despite growing up without either parent. Rebecca led them to the living room, but didn't offer seats. This wasn't a friendly visit. This was an interrogation. The FBI says my brother was kidnapped 5 years ago, held captive in Alaska. forced to work in some kind of illegal operation, and that you were held there too. Is that your story?
It's not a story, it's what happened. I was shot during a call, taken to Alaska, held for 5 years. Daniel was kidnapped from a veterinary conference in Vancouver 3 days after his daughter was born. We both survived Nathan Pryce's operation, and Daniel never ever stopped talking about Sophie, about getting home to her.
Daniel abandoned Sophie, left me to raise his daughter while he did. God knows what. And now you're telling me he was some kind of victim? That I should just believe he's innocent?
Rebecca, I understand your skepticism, but my husband was held captive for 5 years. I thought he was dead. Our daughter grew up without her father, and when Ty came back, he was traumatized, broken, barely able to function. That's not something you can fake. That's real trauma from real captivity.
Or it's an elaborate story to cover abandonment. People disappear by choice all the time. Maybe your husband chose to leave. Maybe Daniel did too. Ty's jaw tightened. The accusation stung because he knew how it looked from the outside. How impossible the truth seemed.
I have scars. Physical scars from torture. Medical records from when I was found. Therapy records showing PTSD so severe I can barely sleep. And Rebecca, I can tell you things about Daniel that only someone who spent years with him would know.
He began describing details from the facility. The stories Daniel had told about Sophie's birth, about Emma's death, about the 3 days Daniel had with his daughter before being taken. Things Rebecca would know were true, things a scammer couldn't fabricate. Rebecca's suspicion began to crack, replaced by something more complicated. Doubt, possibility, fear that maybe the story was true, and she'd been wrong about her brother for 5 years. If this is real, if Daniel really was kidnapped and held captive, where is he now? Why isn't he here telling me this himself?
Because he's in a federal protection facility. The woman who ran the operation with Nathan's sister Gracie, she's killing witnesses. 3 veterinarians are already dead. Daniel's not safe enough to leave protection, but he wanted me to come here, to verify his story, and to warn you.
Warn me about what?
Nathan knew about Sophie, which means Gracie probably knows too. And if Gracie is targeting witnesses' families to create leverage, Sophie could be in danger.
The color drained from Rebecca's face. Are you telling me my niece is being targeted by a murderer because of something Daniel did?
Because of something Daniel survived. He didn't choose any of this. But yes, Sophie might be at risk, which is why the FBI wants to provide protection.
Before Rebecca could respond, Ty's phone rang. Not the secure FBI phone. His personal phone that Morrison had returned that morning after sweeping it for surveillance. Unknown number. He looked at Morrison through the window. The FBI agent was already moving toward the house, his hand on his weapon.
It's her. It's Gracie.
Morrison burst through the door. Don't answer. We need to trace. But Ty had already answered, putting the phone on speaker so everyone could hear.
Hello?
Hello, Ty. It's been a long time. Do you remember me? I used to bring you food, used to watch you work, used to admire how you managed to keep those poor damaged animals alive despite their mutations. Her voice was smooth, educated, completely calm, like she was discussing the weather rather than coordinating murder.
I remember. You're Nathan's sister, Gracie.
Gracie Pryce. This is FBI Agent Morrison. We have this location surrounded. Surrender yourself and... Oh, FBI? I know you're there. I know you have agents positioned around Rebecca's house. Snipers on rooftops. Very thorough. But you see, I'm not at Rebecca's house. I'm somewhere much more interesting. A pause. Then Gracie's voice again, with an edge of satisfaction. I'm at Heartland Ranch, and I'm looking at a very pretty little blonde girl playing in the barn. Purple jacket today. Such a distinctive braid. Would be a shame if something happened to her while all your agents are here protecting Ty. Morrison was already on his radio, shouting orders. But Ty couldn't hear him over the roaring in his ears. Lindy. Gracie was at Heartland. With Lindy. You have 48 hours, Ty. 48 hours to convince the FBI to release Nathan, to drop all charges, to let my brother go free. If Nathan's not released in 48 hours, your daughter disappears, just like you disappeared 5 years ago. And trust me, I have facilities Nathan never knew about, places even the FBI won't find. Your daughter will vanish, and you'll spend the rest of your life wondering if she's alive or dead, wondering if she's suffering, just like Daniel wondered about his daughter.
Don't you dare touch her. Gracie, if you hurt Lindy,
Then what? You'll testify against Nathan? You were going to do that anyway. No, Ty. The only question is whether you do it with your daughter safe at home, or whether you do it knowing I've taken her from you forever. 48 hours. Make the right choice. The line went dead. For a moment, no one moved. Then Ty was running for the door, Amy right behind him, Morrison shouting into his radio for all units to converge on Heartland immediately. The FBI vehicle screamed through Calgary traffic, sirens blaring. Ty's entire world narrowed to a single desperate prayer. Please let Lindy be safe. Please let them have gotten to her in time. Please don't let Gracie have taken my daughter. They pulled into Heartland's driveway, to chaos. FBI vehicles everywhere. Agents with weapons drawn, Lou on the porch, her face streaked with tears. And no sign of Lindy. Ty was out of the vehicle before it fully stopped, running to Lou.
where is she? Where's Lindy?
Inside, safe. Katie got her inside when the agents started shouting. She's terrified but safe.
Relief crashed over Ty so powerfully, his legs nearly gave out. Amy caught him, both of them shaking. But Morrison's expression showed this wasn't over. Gracie was here. She got onto the property. We don't know how. We had full perimeter coverage, but she got through somehow. He held up a photograph, taken from inside the barn, showing Lindy through the barn door. Timestamp, 1:53 p.m., 7 minutes ago. Gracie had been on Heartland property, watching Lindy close enough to take this picture. And she'd done it while surrounded by FBI agents. She's not working alone. She couldn't have penetrated our security without inside help, which means
someone in the FBI is working for her. Someone who knew our security positions. Someone who helped her get through.
the realization was devastating. They couldn't trust the FBI to protect them because the FBI had been compromised. As the family gathered inside, Lindy clinging to Ty with desperate strength, Morrison's phone rang. He answered, listened, his face going pale. Understood. We're on our way. He turned to the family. Daniel's sister Rebecca just called 911. Someone tried to grab Sophie from her backyard. Rebecca fought them off and got Sophie inside. But Ty, she believes you now. She knows Daniel's story is real, and she's terrified.
We need to get Sophie somewhere safe. Bring her here.
Agreed. I'm sending teams to retrieve both Rebecca and Sophie. They'll be here within the hour under full protection. As Morrison coordinated, Ty held Lindy, feeling her small body shaking against him. She looked up at him with blue eyes filled with fear. Daddy, I'm scared. The bad lady was here. Katie saw her through the window. She was looking at me.
I know, Princess. I know. But she didn't get you. You're safe. And I promise, I swear I won't let anything happen to you.
But even as Ty made the promise, Gracie's deadline echoed in his mind. 48 hours to convince the FBI to release Nathan. 48 hours before Gracie made good on her threat. 48 hours to stop a woman who'd already proven she could reach Ty's daughter despite FBI protection. The phone in his pocket buzzed one more time. A final message from Gracie. The clock is ticking. Choose your daughter or choose justice. You can't have both. That concludes today's episode. The FBI revealed the mastermind behind the witness murders, Gracie Pryce, Nathan's younger sister and scientific partner. She designed the genetic modifications while Nathan handled operations. When the FBI raided the Alaska facility, Gracie escaped with crucial research. Now she's systematically eliminating witnesses to weaken Nathan's case. Ty remembered her from the facility. She'd visit regularly, bring him food, watch him work with fascination. She was evaluating his worth to the operation. Morrison confirmed Gracie's presence in Calgary and her connection to all 3 murders. The family accepted FBI protection at Heartland rather than fleeing to a safe house. Daniel called desperately. He needs help convincing his sister Rebecca that he didn't abandon Sophie. Nathan knew about Sophie, which means Gracie might target the 5-year-old too. During the meeting with Rebecca at her home, Gracie called Ty directly. She'd infiltrated Heartland's FBI security and photographed Lindy in the barn, proving she could reach the children despite protection. Her ultimatum was chilling: 48 hours to convince the FBI to release Nathan or Lindy disappears forever. Rebecca called 911 moments later. Someone tried to grab Sophie from her backyard. She fought them off, now believes Daniel's story, and is terrified. Morrison is bringing Rebecca and Sophie to Heartland for protection. But the devastating truth emerged: Gracie penetrated FBI security, which means someone inside is helping her. They can't fully trust the protection meant to save them. And Gracie's message was clear: choose your daughter or choose justice. You can't have both. The clock is ticking. 48 hours until Gracie strikes. Join us next time as Ty faces the impossible choice and the FBI sets a trap that could end the threat or cost everything. If this episode terrified you with Gracie's reach and ruthlessness, please like and subscribe. Until next time, this is Cowboys and Cattle.